to another episode of Literary Gladiators, the show where we discuss and debate literature in all of its forms. If it's written work, it's game. Let's meet the panel.
Hello, I'm Larry.
Hi, I'm Jesi.
I'm Sara.
And I'm Josh, and today we're going to be going over The Most Dangerous Game by Richard Connell.
Okay.
O'Connell
Yeah.
or just Connell?
I think it's just Connell.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's just Connell.
Already then,
Richard Connell. Yep.
Jesse, you have the discussion starter?
I have two discussion starters. However, one of them only applies to the people who, prior to this, did not read The Most Dangerous Game. Because you and I know we read it way back in school. Larry, you've never read it before this discussion. Have you read it before? No. Okay, so my first question is actually for the two of you. When you read the title, The Most Dangerous Game, what did you guys have like a kind of expectation of the story? Like, what did you think when it said The Most Dangerous Game? Did you?
I thought that with the discussions that you were bringing up with me when we were putting this on the list, I had feelings that it had to do with cannibalism of some degree, and this is more thought out cannibalism, if you want to even call it that. It's more so just the hunting of humans, which I thought that the way that it was, I knew that something was going to happen, but the execution and the orchestration was just wild.
Yeah. What did you think about it? Just out of curiosity, because
Yeah.
I remember my first initial thought of, oh, The Most Dangerous Game. What could that mean?
That's pretty much where I went.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't jump to any conclusions one way or the other. I thought it was an intriguing title.
Yeah, right? Okay. So now that's going to kind of just bring me here to this one. So at the very beginning of the story, Rainsford talks about hunting. The hunter versus the huntee. Like, we are the hunters, that's what we do, we hunt. Do you think his train of thought or the way he thinks was changed by his experience being the huntee? Maybe.
I think that the way we perceived it, I think it should.
I would hope it would.
But the whole idea that you go from being the hunter at one point to be hunted at the next, and how he was the way that he was having to pretty much hide out and bury himself the way that the cougar did from General Zara. It was, but I was thinking among the first impression, General Zara was going to be more. It was going to be more like a to serve man from the Twilight Zone, where he was using a more. That he was just going to. It wasn't going to be a game. It was going to be him manipulating Ransford into his trap, and ultimately taking him down when he had no idea, as opposed to giving him a chance to take part.
I think that's at least fair in a sort of way,
It's
and that's
fair.
what I always
It
thought.
makes
Like,
it more of a story.
yeah,
Yeah.
where it's just like, instead of, either like, oh, you're gonna hunt with me, or haha, you've come into my place and I'm just gonna kill you. Like, he wants an actual sport where it's like, all right, here's what you need. You go out there, and if you can survive for 3 nights without me catching you, then all right, you can leave.
Yeah, he
Like-
gave him a fighting chance.
Which, like, I guess, like I said, in a way is fair, but also insane. Like, just totally, completely insane.
It was very a creative idea, and it was a fun read. I really enjoyed it, and especially the whole. There was elements of naturalism, and at the same time, the idea that the whole idea of whether or not nature favors humanity, or whether or not there's also that sense of Darwinism, where Zarok was saying how only the strong are able to survive in this world. And
Yeah, that's what I caught on to, was the Darwinistic view that Zarnoff had. I think, it's kind of a dehumanizing idea, the whole idea of Darwinism in general. I think he was probably, you might say, like a true Darwinist
Yeah.
in a sense, because of the fact that, hey, look, we're all just animals. Was the strongest survives, and I'm the strongest, so I survive.
I completely agree, and I feel like a lot of people forget how far away from Darwinism humanity actually is, because we have a lot of people in our society that if we were as animalistic as we once were way back when, a lot of people in today's society wouldn't
Wouldn't be
exist.
here.
They wouldn't
Yeah.
be here
Yeah.
because and this just kind of opens your eyes a little bit to how some people, I don't know how to really say it, I guess how some people kind of still see it that way, that, I am strong and I'm going to be strong and you can make me weak and I can't have that.
Yeah.
And you have there's a way to be stronger. I mean, yes, he called it sport, like for fun, but did he not learn from some of his traps?
Right.
And in the end, I mean, the hunted, I can't say his name, Rainsford ended up using, his strengths as a hunter to outwit the general.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's a very interesting read.
It
in that
was
sense.
interesting, and it's easier for Zarov to say, "Oh, well, like survival of the fittest." He has the hands up on the line because he's getting all these sailors like who are stranded there.
And it's not just,
Soldiers.
strength doesn't just mean physical strength, it
Right.
also means mental strength,
Mentality.
which is what really is evident in why we haven't taken the Darwinistic direction, and it's also evident in the results of this piece, which that is an interesting, leads me to the point of what do you think would have, what kind of piece do you think this would have been if Bransford actually lost?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Well, I think the way that it ended makes it kind of ambiguous as to what happens next, right? Like, what's the last line? He decided it was the best bed he'd ever slept in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to me, I mean, is he going to? What's he going to do with those sailors in the basement? That's what I want to know. Is he leaving that island, or is he going to become the next Zarnoff?
But
I
yeah,
don't
it's
think-
very open-ended.
Yeah, personally, I don't think he would be interested after like experiencing all that the 3 days on the island. I don't think he would want to do that.
And he
to be
also
honest,
doesn't-
That's my.
And it's also his belief that this isn't hunting. He believes that if you're going after humans in this way, it's murder.
Well, that's how he starts out.
So,
And
I don't know.
I feel like it kind of brings you back to like the discussion point too. Like
He
at this
doesn't
point,
s-
he was the hunted now, and like he was on his way to go hunt jaguars in the Amazon, and now he's experiencing what it's like to be hunted. So, does he end up being the general in the end, or does he stop it from happening? Does he stop hunting? Does like you said, free the sailors, or what does he do from
I
that
don't know if
point?
he's a creature of change. I'm thinking that this is an experience that would warrant such a thing. But I have that idea he wouldn't be hunting other humans.
Yeah, oh,
But it would take him a while for him to really. I think the fact that he was himself hunted is going to leave a mark. So I think I'll lean towards Sara on that. So then, do we have any final thoughts?
I thought it was like it's a different kind of read. I mean, I feel like you don't, aside from like those scary thriller where the psycho is hunting the scared kids kind of thing. Like aside from that, I feel like this is a legitimate concept or an original concept, I should say. And just something new and different to read, and as horrible as it sounds, like, oh, I just read something about a human being hunted by another human, and I enjoyed it, but, I thought it was a good story. I enjoyed it when I was younger, when I first read it, and it was nice to find that I still enjoyed the story.
I agree with that. I read it on the first go around, and I got it on the first go around.
Yeah.
It wasn't difficult.
And who's
No.
Yeah, it's easy to grab.
easy to grasp and also easy to enjoy in that kind of entertainment way.
Yeah. I wonder if the main character isn't a parody of Hemingway, because Hemingway was he wrote a lot of books about hunting. So I'm wondering. I just wonder.
It could be, because I think if it was 1929,
And
as
kind
I
Yeah,
said,
it
that's
could.
the rise of Hemingway.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the story.
So that's the book that, the featured book.
Yeah, this can be. This was stolen from my middle school. That is where I got it.
Don't tell.
While you were in middle school, or before the
No, I
discussion?
think before, I think I like accidentally left it at home on the day we were supposed to return them at the end of the year, and I just ended up with it. I couldn't tell you.
You couldn't bear the shame of bringing it
Apparently, because my name's not even written in it. It's just,
There's no
I just
proof.
ended up with this book. But yeah, this is where I got it from. Characters in conflict, and it's the first story. It's like 20 pages-ish. So, yeah. It has little footnotes.
Yeah, I'll have to check that one out before.
It's got other good stuff in it, too.
Okay.
Couldn't tell you any of them. I don't recognize any of the authors, but
Okay then.
it's the only one I remember reading.
Ready then. Be sure to join us next time for another episode of Tori Gladiators. For now, keep reading.